Guys, welcome back to another video. This is Shonnie B and I'm here doing another video on my breastfeeding series. So this video is all about the supplies that you could buy extra to supplement your breastfeeding journey, whether you're exclusively pumping or if you are directly breastfeeding or a combination of both. So I will show you guys really quickly what all I have sitting in front of me and then we'll go through each one. So really quickly guys, I just wanted to re-emphasize that I'm not an expert. I just have experience in nursing my own children as well as being a postpartum nurse and helping other moms latch and with their breastfeeding while they're in the hospital. I'm just sharing my experience so that it may help, or maybe we're going through the same things, or maybe it helps you think of questions to ask your doctor or your lactation consultant. At the end of the day, fed is best, however that may look for you and your baby. So there are a lot of products that you can buy that supplement or help you collect your breast milk, help your breast and everything, and also how to store it. And you can spend a lot of money very quickly. So some things that I found useful, which are just the products that I have, there's a whole bunch more out there, but out of the ones that I have, I'll tell you what I found very useful. So let's start with your average basic breast pads, right? So here are the breast pads. Now this big box came from Amazon. It was a gift that I got, and you get 100 breast pads. So they come, I still have a whole bunch in here, just like these, and you stick them in. Useful, easy to, you know, put a couple in your purse or in the diaper bag, and just in case you need them, especially in the beginning when you're leaking more. So it's supposed to be really good. It's Lancinol. Personally, I have used them. I have. Problem is sometimes they don't stay in the right area in my bra. So yeah, they do have like a little adhesive backings to it, so it's supposed to help it stay in place. But and then it's hot. It's so hot in Texas, so it's a sweaty mess. So yeah, anyway, but would I say you would need those? Yeah, it helps. It helps, like when you're out in the public, you can switch them out, or you can, you know, just carry some just in case, and they're easy to take. You don't have to worry about it being dusty or anything like that because it's already in a little sleeve, so it's a good thing to have. And then, so while we're on the topic of breast pads, these are reusable ones, so I like these. Only thing about these, the same thing as like the placement. Once you put them in there, making sure they stay where it's supposed to stay, but you can wash them and reuse them, and so it's environment friendly. Sometimes I can barely tell they're in there. Now the one downside is they don't have that adhesive backing to it, but depending on the type of bra you have, you can, like this, the nursing bra that I have, it has like a strap on the inside, and so I can kind of like put that strap over it to keep it in place, but it can also move around too. But they're good to have. It's also, I think I have 2 more of these, so I'll wash one, have one out, and that's the downside, is that you can buy as many as you need, but you have to wash them to keep them in rotation and keep up with them, because they're easily they can get, you can lose them pretty quickly. Those are the breast pads. So I think no matter what, whether you use the disposable ones or the reusable ones, it's good to have, especially in the beginning. You definitely should have a breast pad. But anyway, so that's that, right? So next is your supplemental things. So I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, especially because I knew I was going to exclusively pump. So I decided to buy some supplemental things, pumps, that will be helpful for me, right? So I brought this Ladybug Collector, which I've only used once or twice. This one is not a pump, it's just a collector. So it works like if you were directly breastfeeding on one breast, you put this in your bra for the other one, and then whatever leaks out, you can collect that. I think you can also put it in there like when you're out and about too, and collect, you know, when you're in that leaking phase, you can collect whatever comes out of there too. But I think you still have to have a little bit of suction, just a little bit to get it to keep it like for it to stay. So yeah, so I think it'll be helpful just to collect that extra so you can add to your milk supply or just add it to a bottle or whatever so you don't waste any milk. That's the biggest thing. So I did use it and I put it on. I didn't get that much milk in it. I did try to like, you know, make it to where it would stay, like push it in and kind of like draw my breast into it. But it's still, I don't use it to this day. Like I've used it twice and that's it. It stays in the closet or in the cabinet. So that's that. And it's a Haka brand, it's called a Ladybug. And then this is another Haka pump. So it's a manual pump. Now this one, you see a lot of people talk about these. I have used it, but the suction on this thing, first of all, it kind of hurts. Cause like you can go like this. Wait, you're supposed to peel it back like that. And you put your breast in there. And you can hold the little collector cup like this, pinch it, and then put that on your breast. So like this. And then, wait, it won't stick to my hand. Anyway, it's something like this. So I don't have one of those teaching things. But anyway, you can press this in and it's supposed to like draw the milk from your breast into the cup. And then, or you can just put it on just regular like that, put your breast in there, and then you can manually go like this. I've tried both ways. It kind of hurts because it draws like your breast in there. I didn't really get a lot of milk out of it. I was really hoping to use this one also just to put it on there while I was pumping, or if I did directly breastfeed, like to have it on the other side. I didn't find it real comfortable to use. And I've watched a couple YouTube videos about, you know, how to put it on, how to either you give it suction or how to just, you know, use it manually. Like I haven't used it. I think I've only used it like a few times too. So honestly, I think it's user dependent for both of these. Beneficial. You'll see some people say, oh, they get a whole bunch, you know, when they put this on and they just put the suction, you know, apply the suction to it and move around the house and do whatever, and they get good milk output with this. You'll see some people say that they'll put this in their bra, on their breast, and, you know, get all the extra leakage and, you know, and have extra milk, you know, not a whole bunch, but, you know, a decent amount that would have went to waste otherwise. So it just depends. For me, it wasn't really useful, either one. And this one just wasn't comfortable. It just wasn't comfortable. The suction was too much. So that's my thoughts on the Haka. This is the Haka manual pump, and you can get this on Amazon too. And you can actually buy the little stopper as well. You can buy that separately. And then next, let's talk about, while we're talking about breast pump stuff, or pumps and whatnot. So you do need nipple butter. You will need that from day one all the way until you decide to stop. So I got Earth Mama organic nipple butter. First of all, it smells good. Well, not super good. It reminds me of cocoa butter, but it has a smell to it, but it's still safe. Like if you directly breastfeed, it's okay to, you know, put it on and then to latch your baby. But it works. And so what I do is I put some on before I pump, and it kind of helps like with the discomfort of the pump, and then it also helps, you know, with because I don't have discomfort all the time, but like, you know, when you're pumping like all the time, like you feel raw, and so when you put that on, it kind of helps soothe it, and then it also coats the inside of the pump flange, and then so it's kind of like you have that, like there's no friction or it's not real tight or anything. So so yeah, so like that. I bought this before I had them, and this is how much I have left in there. So this jar, I probably won't have to buy any for a while. Still got a nice amount in there. So yeah, so definitely get a nipple butter. And there's other brands, but this one is a good one too. Okay, so that's the Nipple Butter. Now, I want to talk about storage, breast milk storage. So out of the 3 bags I'm going to talk about, I only have 2 sitting in front of me because I've already used the other one. So since I don't have the other one, I'll try to find a picture to insert. That way you guys can know what I'm talking about. But if you watch any breastfeeding videos, you'll see it a lot. It's the Lancinol milk storage bags. So I didn't think a milk storage bag, I didn't think it was a big deal which one you use, right? I didn't think about it, except for when I started pumping, and I was exclusively pumping, especially when he was in the NICU. So with the Lancinol bag, at first I was really anxious to get to my other bags because I've used the Lancinol bags before. They're nice and big. They're kind of flimsy, so they don't really stand up on their own or anything like that. But you can have like 6 ounces in there, and when you lay it flat, like it freezes well. It's just real, like it's not as stiff or nothing like that, and when you close it you can seal it well and everything. So I like the Lancinol bag. I like it more so that it can hold a lot, and it's real flexible, like you can move it around and stuff. It's not stiff. There's not a lot of extra, actually I think there's still that extra piece you have to tear off, but it's not that bad. Actually all of them probably have it, so it's not that bad. But I like the Lancinol ones. I don't have it in front of me, which would help, but so then I was really anxious to try out the Even Flow Feeding Advanced Breast Milk Storage Bags, which is this right here. The reason why I liked it was because, or I wanted to get to it, is because of the opening, the spout. So this is what the bag looks like. It can only hold up to 5 ounces, which is, if you pump 6 or more, like that could be a problem because you can't fill this bag up. You shouldn't fill it above the max that it can hold. So that's 150 mLs. So what happens is if you pump 6 ounces, you'll end up putting like maybe what, 2 or 3 in here, like in 2 and 3 ounces in the other one, and then you gotta try to balance it or grab another bag. So you end up going through a lot of these bags quickly. But then also they're smaller, so if you have a milk storage container, like they don't even fit into the storage container, like they will easily slip out. So yeah, so that's that with these bags. I really didn't like the fact that it was that small, honestly, because I have to, like I said, in the Lancinol bags, like I can fill it up to the 6 ounces, and then that's one bag, one and done. Put it in the freezer, you know, pump the other breast, whatever I get, put it in the Lancinol bag, or I could use a smaller bag and put it in, and it'll be fine. But with this one, if you pump 6 ounces, you're gonna put maybe 5, which I would recommend putting maybe like 4 or 3.5 in this bag, and then open another bag and put the same 3 or whatever's left over in that bag. So, but yeah, so it just creates a whole bunch of bags and not enough. Yes, you run out of space quick. But yeah. But another thing about this bag though is that you can open it like this. Okay, so you have to open it like that to put the milk in. So you have a lot of these little papers, but I think that's with all the bags. You gotta open it, and then when you open it, cool thing is that it still, once you put the fluid in there, it can stand by itself. So it opens up and it can stand. So, and then when you go back into, like, you know, you unthaw it and you pour it out, you can use this to pour it, like it rips at an angle so that way you can pour it out easily. And then there's cute little sayings on here. Like this one says, "You're filling this bag with love." I don't know if you guys can see that. Then it says even flow feeding, hashtag let love flow. So I mean, you get a little encouragement while you're pumping and putting them into these little bags. You have your mom cozy bag. So this one I like. I'm not gonna open this one up because I like these So the Mom Cozy bags, it does have the little thing where, like, if you pour the milk in here, like, let's say you pour it in here. Only thing I will say about Mom Cozy is that when you pour the milk in here, or really any of the bags, if you pour them in there, make sure you push it down so that way you can accurately see how much you put in there to put it on the outside, because sometimes it looks like a lot and like it's like 4 mLs or something like that, or 4 mLs. 4 ounces, but then when you actually push it down, it's like 2 or 3 or whatever. So make sure you push it down, but then with the Mom Cozy bag, it can also go into like that back pouch right there. So make sure you push it all the way in the little bottom part too, because it can go in there. Actually, I have, let me get some milk. Okay, so I brought some milk out to show you. So I'm building up my supply in a sense. Like, I went through all of my stash and everything. So what I'm pumping now is literally for the day today, which is crazy. But anyway, so this is the Mom Cozy bag. So Mom Cozy, so this is what I was talking about. Here's the bottom. This is not frozen. This is refrigerated, but it fills all the way at the bottom. I can't see, so. All right, so it fills all the way at the bottom like that. So, and it also fills into this part, that bottom part, like I was telling you. Whereas in this one, it doesn't, I mean, it fills down here, I guess, but it's not a lot. It doesn't fill a lot, but so anyway, and it flans out like this. So it still sits up. So yeah, so it flanges out like that, but it still sits up. And then what I was saying about pushing it down to make sure you have it accurate amount, like when you put the milk first in there, you see how much, when I initially showed you guys, it looked like there was a lot in there. But when I push it down to fill out the lower part of the bag, it's really not that much. There's about a little less than 4 mLs in there. Or it's, I keep saying 4 mLs. It's about 4. About 4. I put 5 on there because that's what I thought it was, and maybe once it unthaws and all that stuff, it'll actually be the 5 mLs. Not unthaw, but you know, when the fat separates and all that stuff or mixes in. So anyway, so yeah, so that's that. So that's the Mom Cozy. This is my actual milk and what it looks like in there. And then, so also the thing about Mom Cozy is it also has like this little, it has that thermometer, and so the lavender shows that it's a low temperature is what it says on here, which means it's cold. And then it gets pale blue when it's a suitable temperature, and then if it's white, it shows excessive temperature. So when you unthaw any of your breast milk, I usually get a bowl of hot water and I just put it in there to warm it up. And I don't really use this thermometer guide or whatever. I just test my milk on my wrist when I put it in the bottle, but I always mix my milk with like formula and stuff like that. So I'll never I wouldn't take it out of here and put it in the bottle and warm it to feed him, like, or warm the whole bag up. We're not there yet. So I always add it to something and then seal it back, put it back in the refrigerator, and then shake it up, the formula with the breast milk, and then warm the whole bottle up. So but yeah, so that's the Mom Cozy bag. Also, I haven't done this yet, but they have scissors at the bottom of the bag, where you can like cut. You can cut right here. That's in a slant to pour the milk out. So I haven't done that yet, just because I feel like you need to have like sterile scissors, not sterile, but I feel like you would need to like make sure the scissors were clean. They couldn't just be laying around and then cut it. But I'm not going through all that. I'll just open up the top. Out of the 3 bags, I would say I like my Lancinol bag first, and then I like my Mom Cozy bags because they're big. Mom Cozy can hold 6 ounces, 180 mLs. So I like that. I like the fact that it can also stand if need be, and it can fit more milk down in here to almost to the tip. And I like the fact that it does have the thermometer guide, you know, in the future when I need to use it. And it has another way that you can pour the milk out as well. So I like that. Downside to Mom Cozy also has that little, I mean all of them really, have this little extra piece that tears off so you can actually open the bag. That's annoying because, especially in the middle of the night, because you have a lot of, you know, time is precious at night. So the more noise you make, like, so, but no, there's just a lot of extra little pieces, and then you have to, you know, it creates a lot of little trash, but eh. Downside to Mom Cozy, I don't think I have one. I mean, it fits, well, no, it doesn't really fit into my little freezer thing. It fits, but not well. If this part is actually long, and I don't know. It doesn't really fit well into my milk storage thing. So the only one that fits really well was the Lancinol bags. So yeah, so those are my my milk storage bags that I have. Last but not least, I have this milk storage container. So I'm gonna hold this up. And milk storage container. So this was also a gift from off my well, I didn't register for this actually. So it's just a gift. So I like this, although I will say, it does, like how I said, like the even flow bags are too small. Sometimes this bottom part is too big, and then sometimes it's also not long enough for like my Mom Cozy bags. It's tough because like if the bags are too small, like when you put them in there, they go in slanted, or if they're too long, they go in there slanted. So you have to like straighten them up or make sure they go down well. This thing does pop off, so you can see it, but it'll slide, all the milk will slide right out too. So, and then I'll put that back on in a second. This is for you to, it sits on top of here. So it sits on top of there like that, and then you just put your milk on top like that, and you put it in the freezer. This is all in the freezer, and then you let it freeze. Once it freezes, you take it off. It doesn't stick or anything, and you sit it in there like this. And see what I mean? This is too big. It's too long. So sometimes I will sit it in, fold this under, however it freezes, have it sticking out like that so I can at least see the date. And I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's frozen, right? But so yeah, I think it's sitting there just like that. One of the things, this comes off real easy. That could be a problem sometimes, especially when everybody else is putting things in the refrigerator. This is called Milky's Freeze. So it says in, and then this comes out. But anyway, this stays on for the most part. I don't have any issues with this coming off. The only time I have to take it off is if like one of the milk bags gets stuck and I have to go in there and like, you know, pull it out, or if this freezes open. And like sometimes I have the kids put my milk in the freezer, and they know to lay it flat, but they don't like flatten it, and so sometimes it'll freeze like this, and then when I put it in here, it's hard for it to come out. Like it's, you know, it gets stuck when I try to pull it out. So I have to take this part off to get them out, but yeah, but I like it. I do like this. This is really it's handy. It keeps it all in one place. There's other storage ways that you can store your milk in the freezer. But this was gifted to me, and I like it. It was helpful. And then also, how many bags does it fit? I'm not 100% sure. I did not count. If I can find a picture of my bags in there, I will count. But I don't know how many bags it fit. It fits a pretty good amount of bags, because so when I fill that up, I will get a Ziploc bag, put all the frozen milk in there, and then put them in the deep freezer in the Ziploc bag, and then I'll continue to use the store my newly fresh milk. I'll continue to store it in this storage container. So yeah, so that is the supplies I need. So out of all that I've shown you, which is really not a lot. I mean, I feel like I have a moderate amount of extra supplies for my breastfeeding journey. But out of all that I've shown you, I would say maybe go with the Lancinol milk bags, storage bags. And they're probably cheaper. These were gifted to me, and so were the Even Flows. I would probably go with a small pack of the disposable breast pads and then get these reusable ones that you can wash. Definitely need the nipple butter. Definitely get the milk freezer storage container, or however you decide to store your breast milk. Definitely get something to store it in the freezer so it doesn't get lost and people are not just throwing like food in the freezer and your milks are in the back of the freezer or whatever. The Haka, the collector, and all that stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't. Maybe in the beginning, but I wouldn't. Maybe the collector. Maybe get the collector until your milk is regulated. But that's a maybe, a big maybe. I mean, you don't want to waste milk. So maybe get the collectors. I would say it's up to you. Honestly, I wouldn't. If I could go back, I would not get this one or this one, honestly. Because like I said, I didn't use it. So that's my video on breast pump supplies that I have that I felt somewhat were useful, what I liked about each one of them. Like I said, there's a lot of products out there. There's a lot of YouTube videos of other products that are out there available to help you supplement. I did not use any like lactation cookies. I did actually, it is not on here. Okay, so I did not talk about one supplement that I do have in my pumping supplies. I have another video coming out. It is about my milk production and everything. And in that video, I talk about the supplement that I ended up getting even before the baby was born. So I will talk to you guys about that when I talk about my milk production. So, but everything here is just stuff that was helpful, that added to all of my breastfeeding things that I could use in the event that I needed them. So yeah, so I will catch you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching.